I'm the Plant Gals, and I am sitting in front of a bunch of squishmallows, not my plants. But today I have a very special video. It has been a long time in the making. As you will see, I will look different in one part of the video and be in a different place than I am in the second part of the video. I am filming this intro at the very end of filming everything. Basically, I bought some plastic moss poles that I wanted to try incorporating into my collection. And it went kind of bad. I wasn't very good at putting them together, and I had some struggles putting them in the pots and setting them up, which you'll see in the next part of this video. And I was gonna try and edit it and just post it like that, but it honestly came across really negative, and it just wasn't something that I was happy posting. So what I did was I wanted to see how these moss poles actually were gonna do in the long run. So what I did is I waited a couple months, about a month and a half, and I saw the results, and the results really speak for themselves. So although this video starts out with me being frustrated and struggling to build these moss poles, it actually ends on a very, very positive note with some extremely beautiful plants and some extremely good results. So I hope you stick around. So actually, first up is probably a surprising one. This is my variegated syngonium chiapense. This leaf is probably its most beautiful leaf. This is its newest leaf, which I actually really like. This was the first leaf it ever put out, and this was its original leaf. I have not seen the roots. I got it completely unrooted. I am going to be putting this one on a moss pole, but first I'm going to be repotting it. Oh yeah, and then it's just gonna be so fun to clean up after this. Any repot, anybody knows, whether you're filming a video or not, you end up with a ton of mess afterwards. Sphagnum is you want to squeeze that water out. You'll get it wet later. But this is his new pot. I really like this little pot. My mom got it for me. It was a Christmas one. It says Nomies on it. I think it's like a, like Ray Dunn. I don't know anything about that, but my mom buys me Ray Dunn, which I feel like is a very mom thing to do. And I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I know that some of them are like expensive. There's like collector's ones. I guess that's true of anything. I mean, you can see the squishmallows behind me. Like, I have my collector's squishmallows and stuff. Okay, so we'll see how the rest of these go. This first one was a total disaster. I don't think I'm a very like rough person, so I'm not necessarily sure. I don't think I overpacked it by any means. Maybe I'll go like a little bit less on the next one. But let's stick this in here. It is gonna work well, and I really do like them. I just yeah, a little worried about how fragile they are. I'm not actually 100% sure, because I know in regular moss poles you're supposed to stick like a stake through the center. I thought you wouldn't for these, but these are way more flimsy than I thought. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm actually gonna get this to stay upright in my pot. I might need to actually like bury it in. Let's get this in there. Come on. Okay, maybe I'll add some more moss. See where it like burst out in the back? It burst here because I don't have the clip, and then it actually also opened up here. But from this angle, it looks good. Now we're just gonna take the little, I love this Velcro tape stuff for doing plants. This is super reusable. In Calgary, when I had my collection there, I like never ever had to reuse any of it. Or sorry, I never had to cut any more of it. I would just reuse it over and over and over. And I found that that worked super well for me. There is my variegated syngonium chiapense on a moss pole. Not perfect, that's for sure, but it's pretty good. I just realized too that it might now be too tall to put into the top rack of my cabinet. That'll have to be a problem that I figure out when I get there. Oh, plant number 2. This one definitely will be going in the soil. It looks at first like it's in sphagnum, but it's not. Yeah, look at this leaf. I really want this plant to start sizing up. And it is in an unbelievably small pot for the size of plant it is. I think I'm gonna put this one on a moss pole. I haven't decided. It kind of just depends. Oh yeah, sorry. It depends what it looks like when I take it out. But here it is in this teeny tiny little pot. This is what I use. Cactus mix. No, these plants aren't cacti, but it is the good stuff. And it's what I use, and it's what I have used for a very long time. I'll use any cactus mix. Sometimes you'll see me mixing up my own stuff. I like doing that too, especially with really particular plants where I want to start adding in like coco coir and perlite and stuff like that. Right now I don't really have any like add-ins I can add in, but those are like really what I like to do for my anthurium and stuff that's just super picky. It's not something that I do like every day. It's not chill. It's not at all. Nothing is working. Everything is a disaster. I don't even know what to do. I'm not trying to like, I don't know. I never like to want to say bad things about these are not great. This is going so well. Flash forward, I took a break because I just needed to focus and finish this. This is it. It looks pretty good. Look at the variegation on this leaf. I'm gonna keep showing it off because it's so beautiful. I think it's gonna be okay like this. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if they're like just kind of fragile or I'm just useless. Like I honestly can't tell. I made such a mess too. I was like, oh, I won't put anything down because I won't make a mess. Honestly, this is just kind of the vibe of my life right now, and it's being displayed through this. I really want my philodendron joeppii to mature. I've been trying to get it matured for a year. It got thrips. Actually, it probably came with thrips. It either came with thrips or got thrips. I have no idea. I'm not upset about it either way because it happens. Now, yeah, this plant has really fuzzy, healthy, happy roots, which I'm kind of honestly surprised by because it just isn't maturing. I think it just needs more room to grow and to learn and to love. I am going to gently, maybe I've been doing them the wrong way. It's the right way. Okay, let me feel these little seams. I think, I don't know. I feel like there's gotta be like a front or a back, maybe? Okay. I'm going to gently fold these. Because the other one I didn't fold, and it looks really kind of ugly, to be honest. I'll like give the full review at the end. I keep saying that because I just am trying to be positive and hold out hope. But yeah, I don't have a lot of hope. I wish they didn't have these at the bottom because these are at the very least useless. Like, look at them. That's not holding this up. This is wet moss. Like, if I was just to hold it by this, like, yeah, like this doesn't support this. Because I would have liked to have that extra couple inches that these things look like they provide. That way that I could, like use more pole. Like I'd have more pole out of the pot, not just in the soil doing frick all. Okay. joeppii. Hey bestie. Okay, I'm back and it is 1 whole month later. Actually, way more than that. It is more than a month later. It's December now. Wow. The first video that I tried, or the first time I tried to film this, it went terrible. I was so bad at making the moss poles, and I was gonna post that video the way it was, but it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to. So I decided, in my own brain, that I never told anyone, that I was gonna wait and see how these plants did on the moss poles because I had a very hard time making them, and I just wanted to know, like, how they would do, like how they would work as moss poles before I actually reviewed them. Because a moss pole isn't based on how easy it is to make. Like, I think some of that is true, but that's not all true. I think the functionality of the pole is probably what's most important. And I'm happy to say that I actually have a very good update on how these moss poles went. So I will show you in order of the ones of how I potted them. So obviously, first up, this plant is so much more beautiful than the last time you guys saw it, literally minutes ago. But this is my syngonium. This is my syngonium chiapense now. My variegated one. I have a non-variegated one too. So yeah, look at the leaf that it put out. This was the first leaf, I believe, that it put out since it went onto the pole, and wow, I'm covering up my own face because honestly, this is more beautiful than my face. It is just gorgeous. I don't even know what to say. It's a half moon with beautiful marbling. We've got lots of different tones of greens and whites and creams. It's beautiful. It's everything I had dreamed of for this plant, and I am so stoked. I can't say that it's all because of the moss pole, but, and I don't know if it's going to be able to see, there are some roots, I think you can see it right there, growing in the back of this pole. And it actually seems really, really happy in this pole. And I am so stoked about how it's doing because it just looks beautiful. And it is staying very mature. I got this mature leaf out of it. And then I got this one, which is a little bit bigger than the other one. Obviously beautiful variegation. So super, super happy with the results of this one. It has rooted into the pole successfully. I haven't had any issues with this moss pole staying up, even though I actually thought I would because they're a little bit flimsy, but I have not. And it's been really good. I just think the plastic is really good at keeping the moisture in the moss. And I find that I don't have to water the moss pole as much as some of the other moss poles that I have made myself, just because they have very limited holes in them. Okay, next up, I am going to show off my strawberry shake. Now this one is quite a bit bigger too. So I'm trying to think which one was the last leaf. I think this one was the last leaf, and it is obviously hardened off now. That it wasn't hardened off earlier in the video, but this was the leaf when I repotted it, and it did lose a little bit of variegation on the next one, as you can see here. And then this is the newest leaf it put out, and this one, like I said, I wanted it to mature, and this one really is starting to get the more mature shape. It's a little bit more arrow shaped and a little bit, I don't know if I can show, but like a little bit fatter in this area of the leaf and then goes down to the point. That's kind of the more mature shape. So I would say I've had success with that. Now, this has really rooted into the pole, and you can definitely see it right there. Look at those happy, bright, fuzzy roots. So stoked about that. So actually, like, even though these poles were difficult to put together, it has really been rewarding to see them on my plants. And I have had really good results with these poles on all 3 of my plants. And then last one. This one I'm really, really excited about. I mean, I'm actually really excited about the results on all 3 of these, but I'm especially stoked. I've said so stoked so many times. But check out this guy. So this is my UPI. I was very specific on the results that I wanted when I put this UPI on the pole. And I said that I wanted it to mature. And if you're very eagle-eyed, you can see that this leaf is a lot newer looking and lighter than these old leaves. Now, this is probably the most mature leaf that I had on the old plant, and as you can see, it's pretty far down the stem. It's an older leaf, but this new leaf I got, there we go, it's starting to get that little shape, and it even has the tiny little ears at the top. Let me see if I can show this off. Can you see those little tiny ears? So I had one wish, that this pole would mature my UPI, and it did. So I am so happy about that. Now, there are a lot of fuzzy roots in this pole. You can maybe kind of see them. I did get the clear ones to try and show you where the roots are, but they aren't the easiest to see. Sometimes they are sticks, sometimes they're roots. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, but there are big, fuzzy, healthy roots in here. So overall, my UPI was a success. I have a few new leaves on my strawberry shake that are looking very nice, and they're holding variegation. This one kind of goes between high variegation to mid variegation, and I think that's kind of typical on a plant that's like this marbled. But yeah, this is just beautiful. I'm really happy with that one. And then obviously, I mean, I got like probably the most beautiful leaf I've ever gotten ever from any plant that's variegated on my syngonium chiapense that I'm just so excited to share. Oh, my cat's waking up. He's so cute. So I would say, oh, and sorry, I didn't mention this earlier. Look at this one coming in right here. So I'm really pumped about that. Also, probably as you can see, I've got my big wall of squishmallows behind me. I have quite the collection. I love collecting things, as you can tell from my plants, to pretty much everything about my entire life. I just thought it'd be cute to stick them all together. I don't know if it's gonna stay like this, but that's how it is for now. I think in the future I'm really gonna try and film my plant tour. I keep saying that, kind of embarrassing, but hopefully during finals I'll have time. It's just a really big video to try and do. And then also, I actually got my first colony of isopods today. I am not going to post anything other than on my Instagram about those yet because I have no idea what to tell you because I don't know anything about them yet. I mean, I've done my own research, but I don't have like that experiential knowledge that I should probably have before I start telling people what to do with them or what my opinions on them are. So if you want to go check out my isopods, I'll be posting about them on my Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that this video came out way later than I thought it was going to, but also at the same time, I'm really happy that I did it this way as kind of like a before and after, and how things worked out with the polls, because while I thought things were really bad in the first video, things turned out freaking amazing at the end, and I couldn't be happier. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.